name and present us
Milo.
again? Milo, nice to meet you. So tell us a little bit about what you do. I see it's a Formula SAE.
Yeah.
I see you do have a Honda motor in the back too.
Yeah, we do. So we're Society of Automotive Engineers at UIC. We basically build race cars. We design them from scratch. We do all the engineering power for free, and then we get all the materials, we weld it together. This is actually our formula car from our last year's competitions. As you can see here, we came in first at Lawrence Tech, which is an unsanctioned comp. And if you want to come around the back, we actually have a CBR 600 motor in it. It's pushing around 60 to 80 horsepower, I would say, right, boys? And we can go upwards of 100, but most of the time our tracks that we're racing on don't really demand that. And then over here, we are actually building an electric formula car. And Jonathan is actually going to talk a little bit about that because he's the main pioneer of all that.
All right, hello. Thanks for having me. So yeah, basically I'm the Formula Electric captain, and the idea of Formula E is scaling up. So if we come over here, you can see that we started originally with the little RC car last semester. So this is basically the simplest type of EV you can have. It has a motor controller, and batteries. So that was a good learning experience to understand, basic electrical diagnosis, oscilloscopes, wiring diagrams, stuff like that. Now we want to scale it up a little bit more. So we'll see it in a bit, but we have a Baja team as well. So we have an old Baja vehicle that was from 2016. So we've had that for a while. We were using it as a display car. But we had the idea okay, we want to do electric. It's too complicated to build a full electric race car. How about we electrify a Baja, right? So now what you see here is we have 3D prints of the motor and the controller we're trying to use. And I actually drafted some schematics of what that car is going to look like electrically. So it's really just starting at a level that's more approachable and getting comfortable with that, and then scaling up from there. We're excited to see how that project goes.
How you doing? My name is Jesse.
Hey.
I wonder how you got started as well. What do you like? What was the things that you had hands on with?
So I am currently the electrical lead for the formula car. So I do anything from the wiring harness to all the buttons on the car. I'm in school right now for electrical engineering. That's kind of how I got started with formula, and then I got tasked with the job to kind of revise the wiring harness on the car currently. Play around with like ECU placements, stuff like that. And then from there, I never really looked back. I just kind of dug deeper and found my place at Formula.
What was the most difficult thing that you found out with these cars, coming from a motorcycle motor and putting it into pretty much a hand-built, a vehicle here?
I think probably, honestly, the hardest part is just getting the motor to work with the chassis, and obviously like lowering your center of gravity and just having the motor put the power down evenly. Also like the gear ratios, obviously on the bike is not going to be on the car because like the diff we have in the rear. So a lot of that stuff had to get figured out. Also like the air restrictors on there, they're not the same as bikes because like we're regulated on competitions and stuff like that. So that's probably getting the motor to like operate the way we want it on this car, probably the hardest part.
Can we go back there, Adrian? Can you explain a little bit about that? Because it looks so wild back here to me. So correct me if I'm wrong. This is going to be the throttle body?
Correct.
And this is where the air would go through, so you don't have an air filter per se. This is your air filter right
Correct,
here.
yep.
Okay.
I mean, we could put an air filter if we want, but this is just kind of like the easiest way to go about it, nothing crazy. Our NOS bottle is not a NOS bottle. I know we've had a lot of questions.
I got excited.
I'll break it to you right now. We have a pneumatic shifter. So the buttons on the steering wheel are controlled by this, and we have solenoids that one of them will operate the clutch, and then the other one will actually put the motor into gear. So on a bike you would use your hand and your foot. Here we just have the solenoids with control. So this is actually a pink ball tank, straight out of like the competition ones. It's made out of carbon, so it's lightweight. And then we just decided to kind of have fun with it and paint it NOS.
It's definitely like a trip. You're saying, whoa, what
Yeah.
are you pushing out of this? I'm wondering what type of dip are you working with? Right
Jonathan, do you know?
So basically, it's a Drexler FSAE diff. So a lot of Formula teams actually use this. So it's it's very compact, takes a lot of input torque. So, and since many teams have used it before, it was a good choice for us. And it's tried and tested.
Do you have an idea how much foot-pounds of torque can it take?
I'd have to look at the data sheet, but definitely over 500 foot-pounds with gearing.
Okay.
So it's perfect for if you want extremely high gear ratio, if you have a low torque motor, or you want to get into the high RPM range. So it works for a lot of teams.
What are some custom things that you have in the motor-wise so you can make it fit back here?
Honestly, the motor itself is mostly stock, but like for instance, we have engine mounts that we have to line up on the chassis in order to mount the motor properly. Custom diff mounts right here to make sure it's all safely bolted in there and secured up. Some other custom aspects of the car. This intake manifold is 3D printed, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
That's
but it has carbon fiber on the outside to reinforce because we're pulling so much air through it that it kind of flexes. So it's actually reinforced in all carbon. So it is 3D printed, like you said, that's correct. And then we take carbon fiber and we actually lay the whole outside with it with resin, let it dry so it's more stiff.
That is awesome.
Yeah, so that's like the black that you see on it right here.
And the suspension that you're working with, did it come out of a different car or something that was built personally just for this?
So all four corners have Olin suspension. I'm not sure if it's something that we get from another vehicle, but I do know that it's designed for smaller, lighter vehicles like this. I want to say it comes off of mountain bikes, but don't quote me on that.
So maybe like four-wheelers or something like that.
Yeah, you would expect
they
that.
look a little bit too small.
Yep.
So I was just curious because you see these small tanks on the side on like pickup trucks.
Right,
and stuff,
right,
like,
yeah.
And this thing is just so amazing.
Pounds, right, without driver.
500 to 600.
Yeah.
Yep.
So with driver, it's about 650.
650?
Yeah. And then the engine's making like 65, 70.
Yeah,
So-
somewhere in that ballpark.
Yeah, I mean the power to weight ratio is amazing on this, but really it's a vehicle meant for handling and agility.
Company is called CTS, and they work with like Subarus and stuff. So we're gonna get on Mustang dyno, and we're gonna get numbers. CTS Villa Park, they're on North Avenue, so they have a dyno there, and we're gonna have about like a good 5 or 6 cars come with us, and we're just gonna have a dyno day. And like my brother, we want to test out his car because he has a all-wheel drive, SQ5. And we're gonna put the dual pulleys. We're gonna do dual pulleys.
Supercharged V6.
Yeah, supercharged V6.
Is it APR tune?
No, it's integrated.
Integrative engineering.
Integrated engineer. So right now we just have
pulleys and fuel. You can make like 500.
the wine is amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So with the 2 pulleys, it's gonna come out amazing. And we had the biggest thing is the heat soak with those cars. So we already have the what are those called, Rudy? Heat exchanger. The heat exchanger. We have an upgraded heat exchanger, so we can combat that. But let's get into this. Who wants to go first? Okay, cool. You good, Adrian? For sure. Go ahead. So give me like a overview of what this is. What type of motor does this have? This thing just looks so wild. What is this used for? Is it competition-wise, or you're doing Baja stuff?
So let me just get into the nitty-gritty of it. This car is meant to go over as much all-terrain as it possibly can. So I don't know if you're familiar with Caterpillar.
Oh yeah, we know Caterpillar. Yeah.
So our last sanctioned competition was actually at a Caterpillar testing facility. So we literally saw them tear up the racetrack and put it back together in front of our eyes in like 10 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, and me personally, I got like rammed and flipped over stairs they had there, concrete everywhere. That was probably the craziest driving I ever had. Yeah, it was fun. I was kind of not letting people pass me, and that's why they rammed into me. But basically, this car is meant to go over any terrain possible. So it goes upwards of 30 to 40 miles an hour, and I know you asked about the motor. It's actually a lawnmower motor. It's a Briggs & Stratton lawnmower motor, and it's making 10 horsepower if it's perfectly fine, but we've had some flips, and it got oil-starved, so now it's knocking, but it has some issues. And then we have a CVT and a custom gearbox that you can see right there.
Those are the rotors right there?
Yeah, so this is we're powered by Willwood for our brakes, and then we have those rotors custom made. We also have those CV joints custom made as well. And then this suspension we have is from Fox directly. They're off of a snowmobile. And I would say that's probably the most expensive piece of the car. And then the second most expensive is, like I mentioned, that custom gearbox. Basically, I don't know what other questions you have, but those are the big aspects of this car.
It looks very, pretty much get to the details.
Yeah.
Very, very simple. The crazy part for me is like the axles. Like, I don't see the axles back there. You know how?
All right, so it has axles, but we had to take them out in case someone decided to turn the car on and it would just start going.
Okay,
yeah.
I understand. I was like,
we don't have like gears or anything like that, so we just had to take them out. So if a kid ripped it and tried to turn it on, yeah. But yeah, this car has been through hell. If you want to check out right now the throttle cable right here, this is broken because someone flipped and it snapped off the rear like throttle piece.
Wasn't me.
Yeah.
You did it yourself.
It wasn't me. It wasn't me. This time it wasn't me breaking the car, which is very surprising.
Which is cool. That's what they're made for.
Yeah, exactly. That's what this one is made for sure. And right here you can tell that someone flipped and rode the front bash bar. Yeah.
That's amazing. So are you currently the driver?
So we let multiple people drive the car. It just depends of how much work you put into it.
Yeah.
I've driven the car. Milo has driven the car. It's a ton of fun, man. When you're on the off-road, it's a whole different thing than when you're on tarmac. When you're racing, you tend to create canals with the wheels. So the wheels literally you cannot steer too much by yourself. The wheels will steer themselves because of the canals that you make in the track. It's a whole lot of fun, like he says. We go on off-roading, and then sometimes they even put obstacles because then let's say people are not flipping enough.
Yeah.
They put like a freaking tree log in the middle of the track. It's like, all right, have at it.
Oh, cool. Is this a kill switch?
Yeah, so we actually have 3. One here, one right over here. Well, this one.
Oh, all the way in the back? Okay.
That's not a kill
on that
switch?
side?
This one.
Is that regulated? That's
Yeah.
okay, so you have to have 3 kill
switches are
switches.
regulated, and then if you look at this tab right here, that's for the fire extinguisher.
Let me see.
Yeah, that's for the fire extinguisher.
Oh, okay, so this is where the fire extinguisher
Yeah.
goes.
And
Oh, that's
all
so
by
dope. Okay, I
rules.
see. You have another kill switch right here. So right now, how fast does this go actually? If it's only like 10 horsepower,
So-
you're probably like going like 20 miles an hour.
It could go upwards of 40.
Oh,
Ours goes around 20 to 30
okay.
on a good day.
This is straight automatic too, right?
Yeah.
Does it just have one gear?
It's a CVT.
One gear?
One gear and then overdrive.
Oh, sweet, for sure.
It's a CVT, so technically it has 1 year or infinite years, depending on how you see it.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Do you have anything else that you want to like overview on the car that you find that's unique, that personally is your favorite? Any experiences while driving that stick with you? You know, because you said you flipped a couple times.
Yeah.
Because there's no protection here. So how driving this? What type of feeling do you have? Do you get anxious, nervous? Do you think you're gonna lose the limb if you kind of take your hand out or something?
Well, the good thing is that we made this car very safe.
Okay.
You can see from the straps, every tech when you're going out to drive makes sure that you're safe before everything. Because of course, if you get hurt, we're here to have fun. We're here to show off what we designed.
100%.
And luckily, because of those safety features, I haven't gotten hurt when I flipped. But one time when my favorite part about driving is that you might think you get anxious, you might think you get nervous, but realistically, you just forget about everything. You have one goal on your mind, and it's just to be the best person out there. And you truly try to be the best driver you are out there at the time, because you got to give it all you can give. You're on the racetrack, you got to do as much as you can do. And that's what kind of got me flipped, because I was one of the best teams actually is from Canada, and they were I wasn't letting them pass me, and they didn't like that very much because their car was way faster than ours. And they rammed into me, and if you come back here, this is the most memorable part for me. This actually got tore up because they rammed into us so hard, and they flipped me down Caterpillar steps. Yeah, like concrete barriers, they flipped me down. And the whole frame almost got cracked. This flipped up. And we welded it on. We went back to the pit. We had 20 minutes left of endurance. We went back to the pit, welded it back on in 10 minutes, and got the car back out to pass that checkered flag.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
What place did you end up that day?
We were one of the only 10 cars that actually finished endurance.
That is crazy, dude.
And it was because of our strong team. We had a good teamwork that day, and I couldn't be happier about it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
But nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you too.
I appreciate your time.
For sure.
Thank you for giving us an interview. I really appreciate it.
Hey guys, so we talked to the group that actually made it's like the go-kart and their Baja. It was really interesting how they made those cars and how UIC is actually providing all this stuff for them. Well, you're gonna see the video, and we're actually gonna be talking to them in depth. They're doing a full interview talking about basically a built breakdown. And for me, I think more schools should be doing this, because in this industry it's a dying industry. The car industry is, as you could tell, it's going mainly electric, and to have a school providing all that stuff and showing you is amazing. For me, what got me into cars is my family, and I appreciate it so much, because that's why me and Adrian are here, and that's why That's why you guys are watching our videos. But yeah, we really appreciate the interview and everything you told us, and I really hope you like this video.
So yeah, basically going off Rudy, it is cool. It is cool to see, just because like how he said, the reason that we are doing progression is because me and Rudy, you know, when we were kids, I feel like that's what really brought us together, was always dreaming of like being into cars and stuff like that. And I think seeing it go more towards electric, it's kind of like you're not able to modify the cars as much, you know, just because it's just one main component. Like you can only go put like so many batteries in a car, but with a gas powered car, you could, you know, swap out all the other components to make it a lot faster, make it work a lot better. And but it's cool because, you know, I do have a couple engineer friends, and I do find everything that they do very interesting and intriguing. I feel like they play a big role in our society, you know, because everything has to do with engineering. I hope you guys enjoyed. It was cool meeting them. Hopefully we'll, you know, get to talk to them again sometime. I'll make sure to drop their Instagram down below, and make sure to stay tuned for next video, because next video will be dropping on Wednesday, and we'll be dropping basically a little bit more like interview type videos and a little bit more behind the scenes, kind of doing ride-alongs. So we plan on doing ride-alongs next video, and kind of seeing what the cars have, trying to enjoy a little bit more, just because this time around we weren't able to really enjoy ourselves just because we were mainly filming and everything. So stay tuned for that. Gym content will be coming next Monday and Wednesday, 1 p.m. and 4 p.m. on Wednesday. So make sure to stay tuned for that. And if you guys are new here, we do have a couple cars that we're building. So we're building a GTI M3, 335, 370Z, and an F250. And also we're in the works of getting a Bronco. I know Rudy's trying to get a Cobra or an E46. So stay tuned for that. And if you guys want to be kept up with every video, make sure to hit the notification bell and make sure to subscribe, because it does help us. Anything helps. Any engagement will help us get pushed more. And until next time, guys, peace.